Have you ever noticed how the person who makes you feel most alive is also the one who pulls away when it feels real? Everyone talks about what avoidants fear, but almost no one talks about what they actually want. And that's a huge problem because attraction between anxious and avoidant is not random. It's basically two nervous systems trying to find balance and also at the same time creating chaos. So I want to talk about what avoidant people are really drawn to and what that means for you if you're ending up in this pattern all the time. So first of all, avoidant, they fall for independence. Not the fake, I don't need anyone type of independence, but the one that's grounded, the one that says, I love you, and I also have a life, that's mine. Them, that's magnetic, because deep down, they fear being swallowed by someone else's need. And when they meet someone who doesn't cling or chase, that feels like safety, right? It's like, I can breathe here, but there's a twist, because there's always a twist. They often fall for anxious partners because of their emotional intelligence, but they start to panic when that anxious side starts to show. It's not manipulation, it's confusion. They want closeness, but their body reads that danger. Avoidants are drawn to people who feel steady, not loud, not showy, just calm. Calm in their own emotions. Someone who can say, I'm upset, but without exploding. Someone who doesn't make them responsible for fixing everything. Because deep down, avoidance, we don't trust that emotions can be handled safely. We or they grew up believing feelings are messy, dangerous, too much. So when they meet someone who can stay calm in that storm, it feels like hope. It feels like maybe connection doesn't have to mean losing control. And avoidants actually love honesty, even when sometimes it makes them flinch. They might freeze when you say what you really feel, but they respect it because clarity removes the guessing game. That guessing game that their nervous system hates. And if you say, I care about you, and when you go quiet, it makes me spiral, can we talk about that? That lands way better than saying, you're abandoning me. They don't need perfection. They need plain truth. They are drawn to people who can feel deeply, but don't collapse under it. People who cry, but also recover. Who love fully, but still choose themselves. Because avoidance secretly admired what they can't do easily, which is to stay open even when it hurts. That's why anxious and avoidance are always attracted to each other. One is craving closeness, the other is craving freedom. And both are really craving safety. So when an avoidant meets someone who touches their heart, they feel something they've been avoiding their whole life. That dependence. And that feels good and terrifying. It shakes the walls they've built to survive. And that's why they can seem hot and cold. You have those mixed signals, not because they don't care, but because care feels like exposure. And it's in a way like standing naked in emotional daylight. And that's why it's so confusing for you. You feel the bond, then suddenly they're gone. You start wondering, did I imagine it? No, you didn't. They just judged the parts of themselves they weren't ready to face. If you want to stop getting pulled into this dynamic, you can't play it cooler or chase harder. You have to learn how to regulate your nervous system. Because the moment you do, that power dynamic flips. They start feeling your calm. And your steadiness becomes the safety they've never had. That's how real attraction grows. It's not from intensity, but from your nervous systems trying to learning trust. And if you want to see exactly where you stand in this pattern, have a look in the description of this video. There's an assessment to assess your situation. We'll show you your attachment style, and the next step to move forward. Because the goal here is not to stop loving avoidance. No, it's to stop losing yourself in the process. Stop waiting for them to change and start choosing you.